Hello everyone. I hope you guys are survived good with the storm. Since we missed 1 week class, I'm going to record a video lecture here today and to cover some of the content so we can continue get the course work done. So last week and this week we're supposed to talk about design research. And this is week 4 and 5. So at the end of the course, we're going to produce research proposal for our capstone project for the 498 class. So the very first part would be an abstract for the final report for the capstone. So I'm going to talk a little bit about abstract, what abstract should include for the final paper, and also an introduction part and how to state your purpose statement as well today. And at the end of this course, this week, by Friday, I want you guys to submit assignment with introduction and the purpose statement so we can continue to talk about your topic. And during this week, on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we're going to have a meeting for the individual meeting. We'll talk with each of you about your purpose statement and introduction part. So basically, it's very important to have introduction part of the paper. The introduction is the very first passage of the journal articles or dissertation or any type of a research report, to set the stage of the project, create a reader first interested in the topic, and also establish the issue concern that leads to the study. And so it also can cover a little bit broader impact and place your study within the broader content. Also reach out to the very specific audience who are interested in the topic. A research problem is a problem or issues that can lead a study from like personal experience, debate on the literature. Since last few weeks we did some literature review. Did you see any gap between those literature review? And any policy debate on some kind of issues regarding to maybe health informatics field. So any specific strategy and towarding to social media promotion strategy towarding to a book publisher possible. Well, abstract for a study is one of the most important single paragraph. Sometimes can have a couple of paragraphs in a study because it gives a brief summary of what the study is. Allow the readers quickly look at this abstract and learn what this study is about. So most of the time when we're doing literature review, what we do is just look at this abstract, then know if we want to continue to look into the implementation part, because the abstract will tell you the issues or the problems and also the purpose studies and the method of collecting the problems data and how did you conclude or what's the result of the analysis. And it's indicate practical implication of the study related to the real life. So you will very easily to see, okay, is this article is related to what my study topic is. So that's important. And qualitative and mixed method will be used in the introduction part. So in the article, basically, abstract is first, and then the introduction part. I'm going to talk a little bit more detail of this. One way say talk about the um, purpose statement, okay? Because this video is really only recorded for 15 minutes. I need to fly a little bit on the first part. So what I'm going to use is using a model which is very popular, is deficiencies model, for explain how you create an introduction of a report or article. So this the full list is each of the part of the introduction. First, you're going to state a problem, a research problem, and then review the study have been done the problem, and then indicate the deficiency in the studies, and then advance the significance of the study for a particular audience. So the study may have done for one group audience, may not have done to another group audience. So you can use those studies to apply a different audience. That could be why you want to bring the topic back. Or there is a different group being studied, but there is no comparison. So any of those, so you can address your topic, your research topics from there. So again, it's very important to have a literature review and the literature review map to show how did you generate your questions in your early assignment. And then the last part is a purpose of the statement. So first part, research problems. You will begin with the introduction of the narrative hook, engage the reader. What is this about? And that need to be very easy to be understood by many readers, and build the interesting from the early questions, and clearly identify the issue or problems which lead the needs of the study, and indicate why the problem is important. And you can cite it, numeric references, cited early studies to indicate why it's important. So some tips here about research problems, and I'm going to skip this, but make sure you read this through while you create your research problems. And studies addressing the problems, which is the literature review part in introduction. And it justifies the importance of the problems, set the research problem within the ongoing dialogue on the literature. Again, the literature map is going to help a lot on this. And so it's summarize a large group of study in the introduction instead of individual ones. So that means you know the area, you know the studies by reading all the articles already been published. And then you figure out there is additional problems because we don't want to repeating the problems. Okay, some tips like emphasize on single problem, summarize group of study, not only the individual ones, such as that, and use recent studies rather than the very old studies, because things changed. Deficiency in the past literature. After addressing the problem, review the literature about it. Then you will observe there is existing problems because the topic, maybe because topics has not been explored with a particular group, samples, or a literature need to be replicated with new peoples, like I said earlier, or some voice of underrepresented group has not been heard from the public. So those could be one of the things. And one of the examples, this example is more related to the humanity study. So the first one is needed study, and the second one is field study. I would like you to read this and to see what's the difference. Both are defenses of the literature review. So this is more tips of that. And the next, okay, go back to the list. Is next after definition, and then talk about the significance of the study and the purpose statement. Okay, the significance of the study could include 3-4 reasons of study added to scholar literature, or helps improve practice or improve policies. Purpose of the study statement will be at the end. So we'll jump into this is some example of the study statement. Significance of study statement. Okay. So next part is a purpose statement. That's very important part. Purpose statement, very important. Okay. So why you want to do this study, basically, and what kind of approach you're going to use. So the purpose statement indicate why you want to do a study and what you indicate accomplished. And the purpose study is a central controlling idea in the study. It is written in the sentence or several sentences and set objective of the study. The purpose statement is not a problem leading to a need for a study, and is not a question to be answered by collecting data. And there is few different approach, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed purpose. So the first one is qualitative purpose statement. A good qualitative purpose statement contains the central phenomena, a participant, research site. For example, you're doing an interview, and why you want to do the interview. You have to talk about what phenomena, what situation then you want to figure out. So you do this, conduct this interview. So who is a participant? And where is this interview happening? It includes language drawing from qualitative inquiry. Use words such as purpose, intent, objective to signal the attention to the statement, and focus on the single phenomenon. Narrow the study on one idea to be explored, or understand the statement should be acknowledged that study may involve in exploration of relationship or compared among the ideas. So this is some details I want you to read. And what I want you to do is use this script to write the purpose. If you're doing qualitative study, then make sure you use this script to state your purpose. The purpose of this, whatever study, case study, or strategy of inquiry, strategy of marketing, promotion for selling ebooks, study is or what will be to exploring the ideas of the method of improve for whose name, Duckling's book selling at whatever the website may be. And at this stage in the research, the lower, selling problems will be generally defined as providing a general definition defined as what kind of study. So this is the qualitative study. And some example here. Right here. I'm not going to read each of those, but you definitely need to read each of those to kind of mimic how you state your case study or your the problems you face within the slowing down of the system, I'm going to, in the next videos, I'm going to talk about this qualitative, continue talk about